Hello. This video will discuss bioregional theory. To understand bioregional theory, we must first be clear about the concept of space. Space is an object of study. People produce and organize the spaces that make up our cities, towns, and environs, including dwelling spaces, shopping malls, transportation networks, parks, streets, farms, gardens, working landscapes, and wildlife corridors. Some spaces are hotly contested, others abandoned. Competing interests often struggle to claim, fill, expropriate, share, or enclose space. Consequently, justice and injustices are visible in space, in how space is shaped, organized, accessed, used, enclosed, etc. David Harvey's influential book, Social Justice in the City, made a compelling argument that mainstream thinking about the urban condition lacked what he called spatial consciousness. Harvey argued that we need to develop our geographical information, saying, geographical imagination enables the individual to recognize space and place in his own biography, to relate the spaces he sees around him, and to recognize how transactions between individuals and between organizations are affected by the space that separates them. It allows him to recognize the relationship which exists between him and his neighborhood, his territory. Interest in geographical imagination has spurred the so-called spatial turn in urban and regional studies. Edward Soja is a widely cited scholar who writes about space and spatial justice. Soja argues that justice has a geography and that the equitable distribution of vital resources and services people need for healthy living is a basic human right. Injustice also has geography. Both justice and injustices are manifest in space. Today, there is a burgeoning critical literature on space as an object of study in urban and regional development, especially in disadvantaged communities where spatial justice is an issue. Current work on food justice is a potent new concept that couples spatial justice with more familiar concepts of environmental and social justice. The urban geography of foodscapes, for instance, can, in some cases, be spatially unjust. Activist scholars have identified, quote unquote, food deserts in low-income disadvantaged communities. A food desert is an area within a city where there is little or no full-service grocery stores, and residents suffer from a lack of access to fresh fruits and vegetables. Food deserts also tend to have a lot of fast food places and liquor stores. Robert Gottlieb and Anupama Joshi point out that, as a quote, food justice seeks to ensure that the benefits and risks of where, what, and how food is grown, produced, transported, distributed, accessed, and eaten are shared fairly. The production and organization of settled spaces, be it a community garden, working rural landscape, or sprawling megalopolis, involves the interaction of coupled human and natural systems, or CHANs, also referred to as coupled human environmental systems and socio-ecological systems. A city's socio-hydrology is a good example of a CHANs. The socio-hydrology of a city is the totality of human and natural infrastructures, like stormwater pipes, concrete-lined flood channels, creeks, riparian habitat, that interact in shaping the fate and transport of water into, over, and out of a region's watersheds. Another example of a CHANs is a municipal landfill operation that serves as a nodal point in the regional reuse and recycling of a city's waste stream. Bioregional theory is a conceptual framework that examines CHANs, interactions, in the production and inhabitation of space. Bioregional theorists aim to understand and describe how human and natural systems co-evolve in particular territories referred to as bioregions, or life places. Bioregionalism integrates bioregional theory with action aimed at eradicating root causes of poverty, environmental degradation, and unhealthy living conditions. Bioregionalists seek ways to enable human communities to live, work, eat, and play sustainably within Earth's dynamic web of life. The spatial scale of bioregional initiatives varies. Bioregionalists focus on watersheds, such as ridgetop to ridgetop, multiple watersheds like landscape scale, river basins, and even much larger swaths of the Earth's surface. These scales are nested one within the other. Peter Berg and Raymond Dasman articulated one of the most widely cited definitions of bioregion as follows. The term refers both to geographical terrain and a terrain of consciousness, to a place and the ideas that have developed about how to live in that place. Inhabitants define for themselves their bioregion's boundaries. The most relevant factors include climate, topography, flora, fauna, soil, and water, together with the territory's socio-cultural characteristics, economy, and human settlement patterns. Robert L. Thayer, Jr., a widely noted bioregional activist scholar, aptly argues, the bioregion is emerging as the most logical focus and scale for a sustainable regenerative community to take root and to take place. Kirkpatrick Sale, another leading proponent of bioregional theory and action, outlines three nested spatial scales pertinent to bioregionalism. The largest scale is the ecoregion, roughly 20,000 square miles or more. Examples include the Ozark Plateau in the USA, Sonoran Desert in Mexico, and the Chilean Matorral. The scale beneath this is the georegion, like the Central Valley of California nested within the Northern California ecoregion. At the smallest end of the spectrum is what Sale calls morphoregions. These are several thousand or less square miles, identifiable by human settlement patterns including cities, towns, infrastructure, factories, fields, and farms. Given the emphasis bioregionalism places on reconnecting people to the land in ways familiar to its inhabitants, it is at the smallest scales where most bioregional action takes place. In people's lived experience, bioregions are life places where biogeography, ecology, culture, economy, and history interact in distinct, discernible patterns. Globally minded bioregionalists of the 21st century will have to forge alliances to address problems that cut across these scales. Examples of these sorts of problems include global climate change, globalization of disease vectors, pandemic threats, acidification of the oceans, soil degradation, large-scale disasters, environmental refugees, warfare, injustices associated with race, class, and gender. Planetary megatrends such as climate change and wholesale ecological degradation are wreaking havoc on life support systems humans need to survive. Contaminants flowing through the environment do not confine themselves within national borders. Likewise, disease vectors are not easily shut down at border checkpoints. All of this is forcing us to think differently about how to address global health. Bioregional theory thus brings concepts like telecoupling into view. Telecoupling, as described by Jianwo, Liu et al., is an umbrella concept that refers to socioeconomic and environmental interactions over distances. The telecoupling concept is an outgrowth of Chan's research, which has been concentrating on human-nature interactions within particular places. The unit of analysis in telecoupling research is not a discrete place, but the relationships among places. Human-nature interactions in the space interdependently bind the fate of people and places across distances. Understanding these relationships is increasingly important, given the rapid pace of resource-intensive industrialism, agricultural intensification, and urban demographic growth worldwide. We need to improve our understanding of the costs and benefits associated with the uneven and inequitable exploitation of the Earth's stocks and flows of natural capital, like sources for generating wealth and sinks for waste disposal. The next video will discuss the principles upon which bioregional theory is built and the challenges with which bioregional theory engages. Thanks for watching.